We have some very exciting news, and the title of this video, Bringing Home a New Puppy, is exactly what we're about to talk about, but there's a couple of things that you need to do when you're preparing to bring that puppy home, and Kayla's going to show us what she's bringing along on the ride.
So we're just about to get in the car and we have a bit of a drive to go and get the puppy. So I just wanted to show you a couple things that we've done ahead of time so that we're ready when she comes home, and also we're ready in the car because who knows what could happen. So first of all, I have a towel so that I can put it on my lap to hold the puppy on top while she's in the car, just in case she gets car sick, so she's a bit more comfortable. Definitely not going to go anywhere without paper towels because just who knows.
You can never be too prepared.
I have some water. We have our little puppy crate. We'll decide whether we'll have her ride home in the crate or whether we'll hold her on our lap, but we just will have it with us. And then also too, I have some other things. We have a dog bowl. I have some chew bones, puppy size, of course. Some tug toys, the rattier the better, of course. So we have a bunch of things with us just in case. And then when she comes home, she's typically going to be in a really small crate to begin with, but we also have another crate just set up in the central area of our house. So this is our kitchen. Ken and I are in here all of the time. Now I've put this horrible looking cardboard box on top because I want to make sure she can't pull anything through the crate to chew on it, because again, she's a puppy, and I've done something a little bit strategic. The box is a little wider than the crate, so if we want to put a cover or a sheet over top of it, she also won't be able to pull it through the crate because there's a bit of width on either side. I'm ready for her food, all of my training things, and we're excited. This is going to be a bit of an adventure, and we're excited you guys get to come along for the ride.
I know we've kind of raced through these things, but we're really excited, so let's go pick up the puppy. I'm Ken Steep.
I'm Kayla McCann.
Welcome back to McCann Dogs.
We are just moments away from picking up the brand new puppy, which is really exciting. But I want to take a second to introduce you to this guy. This is my little brother, Dan. And this brand new puppy is actually going to be Dan's. But he has been kind enough to let Ken and I take care of her for a little bit while she's a puppy, so we can show you guys all of the basic training we do with the puppies when we first bring them home. Are you ready?
I'm so excited. Let's go get her.
Okay, in a moment, you're going to see a puppy. Okay guys, we want to introduce you to somebody.
Oh, look at that. There she is. Yuka Duke.
Meet Euchre.
Oh, sweetheart. Oh, you are so cute.
All right, we are ready to head home. The breeder was awesome. She actually gave us one of the towels that Yuki's been sleeping with so that she has something familiar. Sometimes we will, hi babe, sometimes we will put them in a crate on the way home. She's just a little bit overwhelmed right now. There's a lot going on, yeah. So I just have the towel on my lap and I'm just gonna hold her for a little bit. We're gonna stop and get some puppy food. Oh, there we go. Now she's coming around. We're gonna stop and get some puppy food on the way back, and I have to go because I'm getting mauled by an adorable puppy. We just stopped to get some gas on the way home, and I thought I would tell you about a couple other things that you should keep in mind when you're bringing a new puppy home. Number one, make sure you ask about what type of food that the breeder is feeding. The breeder was great about telling us what food the puppy's already been used to, so that if you did want to change foods at all, you could do that very gradually by mixing the old food and the new food together. The other thing that you should think about too is whether the puppy has been able to have a good pee and poop before you go on your long car ride home. You know, as weird dog people do, the three of us cheered before we got into the car as she had a little poop before we knew we had to have her sitting here for a while. So keep those things in mind to make sure that the ride home is a little bit more stress-free. So we just got home, and as you can see, she's looking a little sad. She actually just had a little bit of car sickness in the car just as we were sort of pulling down our road. Luckily I had this towel because we had to do a little quick cleanup. I think she just wants a nap, but before we take her inside, I'm just gonna see if she has to pee, and then We might just have a snooze, to be honest, because I think, you know, taking her in and doing a play right now might not be the best thing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens once we get her going. So we're gonna put her in the crate for just a few minutes now, and you may be wondering why on earth we have the crate on our island in the middle of the kitchen. And we're doing that because Ken and I have some other dogs, and I just want to keep her away from the other dogs and away from the busyness. And it's also really helpful just to have the puppy up at your like head level and just to keep them a little closer, just sort of a good bonding, confidence building type of thing. I'm hoping she's just gonna go and have a little snooze because her belly's upset, and then when she sort of wakes up again, we'll try to go for a pee once again. All right, girly. So this is, again, the first time she's ever been in a crate. You'll notice I have no bedding in there. I will probably put a bone or something in there for her to chew, but I'm not going to put any bedding in there. I don't want her to chew it or go to the bathroom on it until we've had a couple days of no accidents in the crate. Here you go, babe. Here you go, in your crate. And I'm going to eventually teach her to go in the crate on command, but she doesn't really know that right now. So I'm just going to put her in, close the door. I've never used this crate before. How do I use it? There we go. Like that. What do you think? Your first little crate, girl. Another thing to keep in mind when you bring your new puppy home is that they're going from one environment that they're very comfortable with. For this particular puppy, she came from a farm. There's lots of other dogs. There's lots going on. And now she's in a new place. So, you know, if she starts to make a fuss or starts to, you know, be a little bit uncomfortable, bark in the crate, we're just going to kind of let that go for now, because we're just going to give her the benefit of the doubt. We're putting her in a new situation. These are types of behaviors that we will address in a few days. But for now, we're just going to let her ease into things, get comfortable in a new place, new people, new dogs, new smells. I think she's handling it really well already, but we're just gonna play it by ear and make sure we're building on success. So we just finished dinner, and while we were eating, we put the puppy's crate really close to us so that we could hear whether she was stirring or not. She's actually been asleep for 2 hours. She's finally awake now. We need to take her outside for her first little pee. So I'm just gonna see if she'll come out of the crate here. Now, when she comes out, hi, babe. Oh, don't go too far, young lady. I'm gonna put her little leash on, and I'm actually gonna carry her outside. She's not house trained yet, so I don't wanna risk her having an accident. So I'm gonna carry her outside from there. Now, when you have a new puppy, it's a really good idea to take advantage of them when they're sleeping, to have them, learn about having a bit of crate time right from the get-go. Great place to have a nap is in the crate. Start to learn about being calm in there, and keep the crate nearby. Make sure it's near wherever you are so that if they start to stir, you're able to get up and take them outside right away. Okay, what do you think, lady? Want to try and go outside for a pee? Let's go. Let's go outside. Good girl. Good girl. Also, too, I just went down a set of stairs. Not a good idea to do stairs this early with puppies as well. Good idea to pick them up and carry them just because they're not really ready to do that type of stuff yet. All right, let's see, girl. Now, I'm just gonna place her down here. She hasn't had a pee since back at her litter with her buddies and stuff. I'm not just gonna let her run around. I'm just gonna keep her on this short leash and just see if she'll go to the bathroom. Swing her out a little bit here. She hasn't really been in this part of our property yet. Oh yes, good girl. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Yay! That was good! She says, I want to see the cameraman. Pop, 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 pop. Yay! So already on day one, I'm starting to teach her about going to the bathroom and learning to eventually go on command. So as she was going, I just said, hurry up, hurry up. You have to wait till they're already going. And I'll do that for the next couple days. And then hopefully we'll have going to the bathroom on a command. That was pretty good, young lady. Now, she hasn't really had any dinner yet because her belly was a bit upset earlier, but she's definitely more relaxed now. So we're gonna do a little bit of training and incorporate some of her meals, maybe see if she's interested in some toys. We're gonna have a bit of a play. I'm a little bit nervous the fact that she just had such a long nap because it could make this evening's sleeping time a little bit interesting. So hopefully we can tire her out enough again that we can actually sleep through the night. Now you'll notice already when she's moving around the house that we have this little leash attached to her. And this is something that we're gonna do right away. Now this is the very first time she's ever had a collar and leash on. She scratched at it a little bit, but she's actually handling it quite well. But what she really wants to do is bite on this leash. And this is a common thing that people, talk to us about, I don't wanna put the line on, the puppy just bites it. So you're gonna notice over the next couple videos of our series how we're gonna work through that. Pretty soon she's not gonna be too worried about it. But having this line on is gonna help prevent my puppy from getting into mischief. I can stop her from getting behind furniture. I can stop her from grabbing things that she's not supposed to. I can get a hold of her without trying to catch her and scare her in any way. So this line is gonna be attached to this little puppy every moment that she's not in her crate, so I can have control and I can make sure she stays safe. So one of the first things that I like to do with puppies is start to introduce some play with toys. This is gonna be the #1 way. I'm gonna tire this puppy out every day until she learns how to walk on a leash and learns a recall. So playing with toys is gonna be really important. She took a little while to get into it, but now she's doing great. Now if I can get it out of her mouth, I'm gonna try tossing it and see if she'll bring it back to me a little bit. Oh, she's got a great grip now. So I'm actually gonna let her win for a second. Oh! You got it, good girl. Now I'm gonna hold this line though. Where did she go? Because what I don't want her to do is take the toy and go play with it on her own. This toy is only gonna be played with me. So we can build a fun little relationship together. Oh, I got it now. Oh, here it is. Oh, here it is. So I keep it lively. Get it. Yay! Oh my goodness, good girl. You are a little superstar. You get that ding. Oh. So she lets go. I can jiggle it around. Get it exciting? Yeah! Oh, thanks, babe. Now this natural retrieve that she's doing, it will 100% disappear in a few days if I don't keep amplifying it. A lot of puppies initially will come back really easily with you, and then eventually they'll start to figure out, I wonder if I can take this toy and do my own thing with it. So keep your puppy on a line so you can make sure you teach them each time they play with a toy, they need to bring it back. Oh my goodness. So I am just gonna savor this moment right now, what's happening, because I'm sure in a little while, I'm gonna have to work my butt off to get her to come back, and that's okay, we'll do it. But right now, she's doing so many amazing things just naturally. We've gotta tire her out so we can sleep all night, right you? Good girl! So she was starting to lose interest a little bit in the toy. It was starting to get a little bit less intense. So I'm actually gonna switch to some food. She hasn't had any dinner yet. She's really sniffing around. And what I think is so funny about this is she hasn't figured out how to take food from my hand yet. There we go. See, she's just not quite sure. So sometimes what you can do is just start off by putting a couple treats on the floor first. Oh, there we go. And by treats, I'm literally just using her kibble, her dinner. She hasn't had any dinner yet. She had an upset belly before, so we're just sort of taking it slow. Okay, now I'm gonna see if she'll take it from my hand. Here it is. Yes, good girl. Good. So when I first get my puppies home, I usually like to evaluate, what do they like? Like what motivates them? What am I gonna be using for my training? Are they more toy motivated? Are they even toy motivated? Do they like food? Will she follow food naturally? So now she knows it's in my hand, I might move my hand around a little bit. Yes, good girl. And then I can reward her simply for following my hand. She doesn't have to do anything. And this is all the foundation, yes, good girl, for the methods that I'm gonna use to teach her to do all kinds of behaviors. Yes, this is very simple. You follow my hand, you follow the food, you get the food. It's really that simple. When I'm doing the training, I'm just gonna do short little bits here and there, a little bit of toy, a little bit of food, tire her out, and then it's really important to remember that when you do a lot of exercise and play with your puppy and you're gonna do some feeding, they're gonna have a drink, they're always gonna need to go to the bathroom after. So even though she's just been out for a pee, once we do a little bit more together, I'm gonna need to take her out again so that we're not gonna get any accidents. So we've just come back inside from seeing if she's has to go to the bathroom. We've tried a couple of times now. We haven't had any success with a pee or a poo quite yet. She's just a little bit distracted in a new place. I know she's got to go to the bathroom though. So instead of just letting her wander around the house, we've come in and we've placed her in the crate. Now, this is the first time that she's been making any noises in the crate. So I'm not really gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna see if she's gonna settle for a little bit. And then we're gonna go ahead and take her outside and try once again. If the barking and the nonsense continues to carry on, I might take that as a sign that she needs to go out, but I also need to make sure I'm balanced in teaching her that this behavior isn't going to allow you to come out. So So this is where your gut needs to come into play. You need to make sure that you're reading the situation and then making the right choices.
So I just waited her out. It's been like 2 minutes since she started crying. We're gonna let a sleeping puppy sleep, and then when she wakes up, we're gonna try it again.
It's getting a little bit later in the evening, and we're still wondering whether we're gonna have a sleepless night or an easy night. So we actually wanna get her up one more time and do a little bit with her. She's been sleeping in her crate quite soundly for the last hour or so, and she still hasn't had a really good pee or poo in the last couple hours. So we're gonna give that another go. You're probably looking in jealousy the fact that this adorable little puppy has been so quiet in her crate. But one tip that's important to remember is that you don't want to avoid the crate for a couple days. Just get them in it right away. Take advantage of natural moments when your puppy is quiet and tired, and use that as an opportunity for them to learn right from the beginning that it's their place to go and just chill out and nap. She's had a little bit of time making noise in the crate, as you would have seen earlier, but overall she's just been so excellent because we've used it sort of appropriately. She's been right with us the entire night. But let's see if we have any luck with taking her outside. We finally had a pee, and it's getting a little bit later, so now I want to just take a little bit more time to have one more little play session before she goes to bed. And hopefully that's just gonna get enough energy out that she sleeps soundly throughout the night. Now, I'm specifically choosing to have a little play session with a toy rather than food. I don't want to be feeding her at this point because it is quite late, and I don't want her to have to go to the bathroom throughout the night or, you know, have an accident in her crate. So we're just gonna play around with the toy a little bit, do a few active things. Hopefully she'll have one more little drink and one more pee before bedtime, and then we'll go from there. So I want to give you guys a few more tips about some of the management decisions that we've made for this puppy this first day home. And you may have noticed that she has had very little time just to kind of roam around our house and do her own thing. We're controlling her freedom by having her spend a little bit of time in her crate, and then when she's out of her crate, we're doing things with her to sort of keep her entertained, keep her occupied, but most importantly, supervise her so that she can't learn day one that she's allowed to, you know, get into mischief. Also, she's a very young, inexperienced puppy. She doesn't really know what to do yet, so we need to be here to kind of guide her every step of the way to keep her safe. The other thing I wanted to mention is that Ken and I own several other dogs, and you have also not seen them in this video. So they haven't had the most exciting day because we've put them all away so that she can sort of get comfortable here first. It's really important if you do have other animals in your house that you don't just bring your puppy home and then just have them meet the other animals right away. There's a couple things that need to happen. Number one, you need to spend a little bit of time bonding with your puppy, and then you also just need to get everybody comfortable with, you know, different animals being in the house. We had her spend some time in her crate this afternoon for about, you know, half hour, 45 minutes, and we took our dogs on a big run so that they were able to have some exercise, and then they're just off in the other room right now while she's able to have a little bit of free time. And that's really what life's gonna look like for the next couple weeks and even months until she has a little bit more training underneath her belt. She's gonna have very little time spent with her other dogs until I can trust her to listen to me and understand that I'm more important than those other dogs. So I'm just gonna be switching back and forth between her having some crate time, them being loose and doing their normal thing, my normal routine, and then flip-flopping it to make sure that everybody gets equal attention, but that she's learning really good things right from the beginning. As you can see by these sleepy puppy dog eyes, we are pretty much ready for bed. And I'm gonna share with you guys one more tip that we like to do with our puppies when we first bring them home. And this is a weird one, so bear with me. We actually like to clean off of everything off our bedside table for the first couple nights, and we place our crate on the bedside table. This might not be for everyone. However, this is such an excellent way just to keep your puppy close. It's great for bonding. It's always also great to make sure that if she stirs in the middle of the night, I'm gonna hear her and I can get up to make sure she, you know, doesn't have to go to the washroom. So I'm gonna place it literally right beside the bed. This is my side of the bed. I'm gonna let Ken, you know, have the night off. And that way when she's in the crate and I put her in here, I can stick my fingers in the crate, I can interact with her if I need to, I can help settle her. This is not going to be her permanent sleeping spot, of course, but for the first couple nights, it's just a great way to kind of get her a little bit more comfortable. What do you think, babe? Wanna go in? Good night. Good girl. Oh, that's so good. I have raised a lot of puppies at this point, and I've helped students train and raise a lot of puppies as well. And I have learned that all puppies are a little bit different. So if you're looking for some personalized coaching to help with your specific puppy, make sure you check out our Puppy Essentials online program. The link is in the description below. It's likely that she's gonna stir a little bit tonight, and we're gonna have to deal with that. But in our next video, we're gonna be talking about what to do in your first full night and your first full day home with your puppy. So to check that out, click that card right there. On that note, I'm Kale. This is Baby Euchre, and we are really looking forward to this series. We'll see you in the next one. Happy training.